Good afternoon and welcome to CoreTV News at 1. I am Oluyemisi Olubi. The federal government has directed all ministries, agencies and departments to ensure that audit queries are replied within 24 hours. This is in line with efforts to curb sharp practices in the public sector. Director General of the Bureau for Public Service Reforms, Joe Abba, disclosed this in an interview with CoreTV News in Abuja.
Now, with the coming into office of President Muhammadu Buhari, he issued a directive, I believe it was in August, that all outstanding audit queries must be responded to within 30 days, and that after that month, every audit query should be responded to within 24 hours. A number of ministries, departments, and agencies have been complying with that. We have also been advocating for the National Assembly to take more seriously the reports of the Auditor General, because in the last 15 years or so, the reports of the Auditor General of the Federation has never been debated in plenary. It's been debated by the Public Accounts Committee and various other committees, but never in plenary by the whole House, where a decision and a resolution can actually be passed, and where responsible officers can be called to give account.
James Falike, running mate to the late governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress in the November 21 election in Kogi State, Abubakar Audu, said he is unaware of any move to broker peace by the party echelon and that he is going ahead to pursue the governorship mandate he believes belongs to him. This is as the national chairman of the APC, John Odege Oyegun, said overtures had been made to Falike to concede the governorship to Yahaya Bello, who was picked by the party after the demise of Audu. But according to Falike, it will amount to a betrayal of his former boss to abandon the mandate by accepting to be a deputy to Bello, who never took part in the campaigns. In response to the question as to what his next move will be if the matter is not resolved before the swearing-in ceremony, on January 27, Falike said he will defend his rights under the Constitution of Nigeria. When the Kogi State governorship election was declared inconclusive, cancellation of votes in some areas and inability to hold election in some others were the reasons adduced by INEC. Oganegu, a town and its environs, constitutes a whole ward in Dekina local government area, with the largest polling units, but election was not held there. The area being far from collation center and its incessant attacks from cattle rustlers were given as reasons election was not held in Oganegu during the supplementary poll. Our correspondent, Rashid has the details.
Out of the 91 polling units where supplementary election is held in Kogi State, 18 were concentrated in Oganineku ward, the Kenya local government area. And naturally, I chose to cover the supplementary election in this area. But a 15 minutes journey from Dekina, as described, later turned out that of several hours. No thanks to the bad road network, and after navigating through to Oganinegu, the road is not only bad, no electricity supply, and even telephone network is nothing to write home about. Oganinegu is an enclave on its own, but to this resident, it has not been like this in the time past.
I think we tend to see the developmental stride of the like of Ablai Seleng in the old Benue state. Then we're in Benue. That was when this road was first graded around 1978-79 thereabouts, and it was a first-class grading, and we were enjoying it that time, and we felt we were being noticed by the government. But when we come to Kogi State, when we believe that the government is closer to us, that's when the neglect started.
The community says the road is the only thing they ask from the government.
Here we don't have problem of water, but our major problem is the road, because mostly people here are farmers, and the farm product they are making here needs to be, transported to the other areas. So as you can see, it is equally far from the local government headquarters, Dekina, this Oganinegu. And of course, the whole Dekina local government, this ward, Oganinegu ward, is the largest ward with about 18 polling units. So with the number of people who vote out, the government needs to give us attention, at least rehabilitation, and if possible, tarring our road for us.
To the politically active ones in this town, the only reason for political participation is to lift Oganinego out of government's neglect.
Oganinego world in general, we've been crying because government so far they've abandoned us. You understand? So, but we still believe that there is hope after this election.
The votes finally cast. It is hoped that the people of Oganinego will have a new lease of life, if not under this administration, then with the incoming government in Kogi State. Rashid, CoreTV News, Oganinego, Dekina local government area.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, escaped assassination as members of the Muslim sect Shiite were said to have blocked the Zaria highways. The army spokesman, Colonel Usman, disclosed that the army chief was in Zaria to attend the passing out ceremony at the Nigerian military school in Zaria, Kaduna State. He said the convoy was moving towards the military depot before the Chief of Army Staff's vehicle was attacked by members of the Shiite, thus leading to pandemonium between the Shiite members and the soldiers, and leaving 7 people dead and about 20 wounded. The Trade Union Congress of Nigeria has warned against the liquidation of the Power Holdings Company of Nigeria by the federal government without first settling all liability owed workers, as contained in the agreements reached between the workers and the government. The Congress also warned against current moves to privatize or commercialize the services of tertiary health institutions across the country, saying the introduction of such policy would remove healthcare services from the reach of the common man. Rising from its National Executive Council meeting, the TUC blamed government's request policy somersaults for the nation's underdevelopment, stressing that despite the position of governors on the national minimum wage, organized labor would go ahead to table its fresh demand for a review of a new national minimum wage. The embattled former Minister of State Bashir Yuguda has told the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission that he gave a total of 600 million naira cash to 6 chairmen of the Contact and Mobilization Committee of the People's Democratic Party for the 2015 general election. He listed the beneficiaries as Bode George, Ambassador Yerima Abdullahi, Peter Odili, Atahiru Bafarawa, Jim Nwobodo, and Amadu Ali. He said he instructed Jabama Limited to transfer 300 million naira to BAM Properties, whose account detail was given to him by a former national chairman of PDP, Bello Haliru. Yuguda, who made the allegations in a statement of witness/caution, which he wrote under oath, said he sent 200 million naira to the erstwhile PDP governorship candidate in Kebbi State, Bello Sarkin Yaki. He said a former governor of Zamfara State, Muhammadu Aliu Shinkafi, also got 100 million naira. The statement is part of the proof of evidence against the former minister, whose trial is scheduled to commence this week at the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory. Yuguda will stand trial with ex-governor Atahiru Bafarawa and his son Sagir Atahiru, Dalhato Investments Limited. The ex-minister is expected to account for over 3.050 billion, including 1.1 billion naira being part of the funds in the account of the ONSA, and aggregate sum of 1,950,000 naira belonging to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which sum was transferred to Jabama Ada Global Services. And now to more cheering news. Before a capacity of friends, relatives, and well-wishers, Prince Godfrey Ikenwole Emiko was crowned Ogiame Ikenwole I, the 20th Olu of Warri Delta State, at exactly 2:14 p.m. The head of the Ologbetsere family, who is also the Olara Aja of Jakpa, Pa Haisin Oporokun, placed the 404-year-old diamond crown, first worn by Don Domingos in 1411, on the head of the new Olu in Ode Itsekiri. The crowning followed 3 months of mourning of the passage of his predecessor and elder brother, Ogiame Atuwase II. Prior to his public crowning yesterday, the new Olu had gone through a series of traditional rites within the premises of the old Ode Itsekiri Palace, such as splitting of firewood, padding of cano, and fetching of water for all of which are his last symbolic manual labor as a human being. Thereafter, he picked his throne, named Ikenwele I, from an array of scepters, including those of the departed Olus and the new ones, a task he performed blindfolded. And now we'll go for a break. Do join us afterwards.
The man on the streets have come to realize that the power to make decisions lies in the hands of the people.
I don't think the election...
5 local government out of the 30 local government is more than many states in the north.
The economy is booming. Where is the economy booming?
Bomb blast in Abuja.
Don't you have security?
Why are we fighting? The country should not just sit in Abuja or in Asokoro or wherever it lives. Those are supposed to be Boko Haram. They know them.
They cannot be there and be here at the same time.
The life of the citizens, community need to be protected.
It can't work out.
With the message of peace.
Let there be proper devolution of power from the center. The center is too powerful.
It's trying to do the best, but people are hasting. Why are you hasting? Why are you hasting? Why are you hasting? Wow, let's you go.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
Welcome back. For more on our news stories, do check us out on Facebook, on facebook.com/CoreTV News, or our Twitter handle at CoreTV News NG. And you can also hook us up on YouTube on www.youtube.com/CoreTV_news. President Muhammadu Buhari has been honored with an honorary doctorate degree at the Kaduna State University during the second convocation ceremony of the university. He used the occasion to speak on the need for attitudinal change among Nigerians. Amino Anebi reports that 3,160 students received degrees at the ceremony. Her report is presented from our studios.
It is the second convocation ceremony of the Kaduna State University, where 3,160 students received degrees after completing their courses of study. President Buhari was personally on hand to receive an honorary doctorate degree alongside businessman Aliko Dangote. He used the occasion to speak on the need for attitudinal change. The president also gave an insight into his plan to touch the lives of majority of Nigerians with his policies.
To encourage entrepreneurship development, they include 1, Central Bank of Nigeria providing loans at a concessionary rate. 2, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria providing soft loans, stimulating, monitoring, and coordinating the development of the sector. 3, Tertiary Education Trust Fund, sufficient intervention, training staff, and the capacity building in research and development in entrepreneurship education.
In his address, Governor Nasir El-Rufai said that his administration is keen on ensuring that skills acquisition gets the required attention.
Who has been awarded an honorary doctorate degree in law. The honorary Doctor of Science degree has also been conferred on my brother Alhaji Aliko Dangote GCON for his leadership role in entrepreneurship development and job creation in Nigeria and Africa at large. I wish to congratulate also the graduating students. We've been groomed in accordance with the university's motto, knowledge for development and unity.
The Vice-Chancellor, Barnabas Quirex, for his part, applauded the role of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund in the development of the university. He noted that the fund provided massive funding for development of physical infrastructure in the school.
Judiciary workers all over the nation have been charged to deliver justice at all times, regardless of whoever is involved in the case. This charge was made during the opening ceremony of the Imo 2015 legal year by the Archbishop of Owerri, who spoke through one of his reverends, Father Christian Chukwugozie. The event had in attendance all judges in the state, as well as lawyers and senior advocates of Nigeria, who all converged at the Catholic Archdiocese of Owerri premises. Our Imo State correspondent has the details in this report.
The theme of this year's event, Separation of Power. Guest speaker at the event admonished legal professionals to be sincere in discharging their duties.
Like Solomon, our judges and lawyers can achieve so much in their professions. By invitation of Solomon, humbly and trustfully turning to God in prayer and asking God for that inevitable, invaluable wisdom for the discharge of their duties, for rendering justice to our people.
Governor Rochas, who was also at the event with his entourage and accompanied by the Speaker, Imo House of Assembly, while speaking, told members of the state judiciary to be more proactive in legal matters.
I think we should pay more attention to that which affects positively on the life of the ordinary man. Because that's the essence of life and the essence of governance. And that was why Christ came in the first place. But unfortunately, 99% of the resources of this country is spent on politicians, is spent on salary payment, and is spent in celebrating offices. A time has come for sacrifice.
The Chief Judge of the state, Justice Pascal Nnadi, while addressing counterparts, called on them to adhere to the teachings received, seeing the event as timely.
It's the day the Lord has made, and we are glad and rejoice in it. For the Lord has shown the judiciary of Imo State favor, and the world shall call the judges of Imo State blessed.
It's however expected that this legal year events will bring adequate delivery of justice, equity, fairness, and good conscience.
And on matters of noise pollution, the growing number of worship centers in Lagos State has led to the lockdown of 53 churches, mosques, and hotels. This move was carried out by the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency, having received a series of complaints from residents about noise pollution and nuisance constituted. Our correspondent, Akin Obakeye, has the views of Lagosians on noise pollution in this report.
The joyous feeling, publicity, and announcement of some churches, mosques, and public centers in Lagos State has caused a ban on all forms of public processions and carnivals in Lagos State. In a quick reaction to this clampdown that over the years constituted public nuisance, some Lagosians see this action of the Lagos State government as a tremendous step and urges more shutdown of other forms of noise pollution.
I believe the government is doing well. They should just caution them and try to see that they reduce the rate of the noise pollution. It is not good. God himself wants things to be done moderately.
I can't say it is a good idea because even on a neutral ground, most churches causes noise pollution, and I believe that during the service, the noise should be within, even if they want to make noise, should be within the church. Some churches will just put their own speaker outside, even in the midnight for VQ. They'll put their own speaker outside and they'll start disturbing people.
However, these Lagosians hit on the action of the Lagos State government, seeing it as unfair and unjust.
So I think in addition to this noise pollution issue being affected on churches and mosques, it should also be extended to all these business people who cause pollution of noise to the environment.
I think I'm of the opinion that the Lagos State government has to extend what they are doing in terms of these churches and wherever to all these other places, so that it will not feel as if some persons have been, marginalized or something like that.
It's what it shall. I'm a Christian. I do not actually fancy the idea of having, probably because of our church service is ongoing or some other church program, start disturbing those in the neighborhood as much as the Muslims do. But one thing that is actually key is this: for the business, in as much as they are not disturbing the neighborhood or the environment, I feel they're actually fine.
No, I didn't say anything wrong with the noise, and they should leave them. They should go ahead with their program. We can't just lock them indoor. Judge them now, I'm advertising my market, so they are also equal to advertise whatever they are doing.
If there's no speaker outside, people will not hear
what pastor is preaching. Sure, get. They will not hear maybe pastor is preaching nice or is preaching nonsense. They will not hear about that.
With the clampdown on more churches, mosques and public centers in Lagos for noise pollution, it is expected various religious organizations will comply with the directives of Lagos State government in order to have a state devoid of noise pollution. Akin Obakere, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Lagos stood still as a giant amidst giants. Professor Wensley Vidal Mobolaji Fowler was finally laid to rest. He was the first treasurer of the Nigerian Postgraduate Medical College, first Nigerian president of the Society of Anesthetics of West Africa, also father to the newly confirmed chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Our correspondent, Victoria Solomon, has the details.
It was a glorious homecoming as Professor Wesley Vidal Mobolaji Fowler was laid to rest. Professor Fowler was at some point in time was the only Nigerian specialist in the anesthesia in the Western region. He was instrumental in drawing up the syllabus, rules and regulations for the fellowship diploma in anesthesia when the postgraduate course was established in 1970 at the Nigerian Postgraduate Medical College. He was also involved in establishing the West African College of Surgeons diploma program in anesthesia and also the chairman admissions committee, West African College of Surgeons from 1968 to 1976. Academic advisor, College of Medicine, University of Lagos, and chairman, Incidents Committee, Lagos University Teaching Hospital. Professor Fowler belonged to several committees, published a few books, and served his nation meritoriously before voluntarily retiring from the Lagos Teaching Hospital in 1978. But even after his retirement, his service to humanity was continuous, as he served as consultant to many former Nigerian heads of state. Fowler was married to Chief Dr. Mrs. Leila Fowler, nee Moore, and the couple was blessed with 4 children and many grandchildren. His children have this to say about him.
It was very special because I'm the last child and there's 10 years between my third sibling and I. So he loved all his children and he was a very doting father. And he was somebody that one had an opportunity to look up to.
He was a great man. He gave me a lot of inspiration so that I can be just like him.
I was really close with my grandpa. He used to help me to do so. I cannot describe the ways of him because he was too nice and loving.
The funeral service of a great man of immense valor took place at All Saints Anglican Church, Montgomery Road, Yaba, Lagos. And the reception was colored at the Coliseum Center beside Lekki Peninsula by dignitaries from many respected institutions and societies.
I've really realized from what people have said, I've confirmed it myself that he's a nice man. He's a man who believes in the young people. He's a man who wants to empower the young people.
We've always known Baba to be a very, very, very generous man, very helpful man, very sincere man, you know, and we were going to miss him. We're going to miss him a great deal. But he lived very long and very well, so we are celebrating.
I didn't know Pa personally, but I know his family, and it's a reflection of who he was and the kind of children he raised, and his wife is simply adorable. And just looking at him and reading about him, a seasoned professor, a disciplinarian, a man of virtues and value, and to live to be 92 in Nigeria today and still look that strong, we really truly should celebrate him.
We are celebrating a man who have lived by example for so many of us, who is a father, who is a mentor, who is a role model, who means a lot of things to us. We thank God for the gift of life. He's no more, but he's still with us.
In his profession, you know, he's well renowned, you know, as a very, very skilled practitioner in the medical field. So in terms of dedication to duty, in terms of progress and research within his own field, I mean, it's beyond doubt that he did the utmost that he could.
It was indeed a celebration of life as family and well-wishers gathered to bid farewell to a role model and pace-setter, Solomon Victoria. CoreTV News, Lagos.
And on the celebration of life of Professor Fowler, we come to the end of the news on CoreTV at 1. I am Oluyemisi Olubiyi. Thanks for joining us.